Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, this is Commissar here, and today I have another StarCraft 2 1 vs 1 professional ladder game for you. And today's game is pretty exciting, featuring two Protoss players. It is indeed a PvP, and it is between Oz, or Fnatic RC Oz, our red Protoss spawning in the bottom left hand side of the map today, and his opponent is none other than Liquid Hero, one of my favorite players to watch, and one of the more popular Korean players playing on a foreigner team. Although I guess the same can be said for Oz in terms of his popularity, being one of the best Protoss players in the world, as I guess they both are. Recent results, GSL Code S in May saw both of these players perform at an exceptionally high standard in the Code S, and that saw Hero losing the semi-finals to, I believe it was Squirtle in the semi-finals. Squirtle, of course, coming second in that event overall, and Oz losing in the quarterfinals. So he was in the round of 8, Hero was in the round of 4, which is an exceptional result for both players. Another result for Oz is also the MLG Spring Arena Korean qualifier, which he won, beating Symbol in the grand finals of that qualifier in order to get into the Spring Arena, which of course he didn't win, but that's another story altogether. Okay, so today's game, we will see both players opening up with the same timing on their gateways. I believe that was at 13 supply. Alternative being 12 supply. If you're going for a 4 gate, you can go at 12 supply. Not a big difference. Really, you can go for any build with 12 or 13 supply, doesn't really make much difference. And the important thing to note is just when did the gas timings go down. We do see Hero getting a slightly earlier pylon, then doing the chrono boost on the Nexus, which is the chrono boost before the pylon over on Oz's side. And we'll let supply block in for a second. I'm trying to figure out Hero's logic in delaying it. It appears it makes no difference whatsoever, and no, it does not. Okay, so the big thing to watch out for here is how much gas is mined by each player in the early game, if they both just stay on 1 gas geyser, if they go to 2 gas geysers, where the chrono boosts do go, as that will indicate if a 4 gate is on the way, and with neither player having scouted yet, of course, you can only spawn in cross positions here, there's no other position to spawn in. They are both going for a 2nd gas geyser. That means chances are no tricks are being used, seeing as the other players don't even have scouts in their opponent's bases, and chances are we will see no 4 gating going on this game. Of course, I can never guarantee that, but it seems to be the case so far. Okay, so you can see Oz still not having made a military unit. Of course, though, Hero is skipping to Stalker, and it appears that Oz is doing the same thing. Just have to watch where those chrono boosts go. For Hero, we do see he hasn't started spending them yet. We don't see where they're going yet for his opponent either, for Oz either. You can see that rally point is not aggressive, just to the top of the ramp there. Should not be a big deal as this game progresses. You can see, yeah, only 2 guys on this gas geyser of Hero, either means he's going for a very, very precise build, or made a mistake and he just put a 3rd guy in gas, so I think that was a mistake by him. Gonna cost him a little bit of gas there. You will see the amount of gas mined by each player being what? I think it means slightly more, yeah, slightly more has been mined for Oz actually. Gonna give him a slight advantage on the gas in this game, but really both players are getting their trade councils at about the same time, which means we may be seeing some blink on blink play, which is perhaps the truest test of a player's skill, really their micromanagement skills in blink on blink plays. Of course, positioning high ground, low ground plays a big role, sniping observers plays a big role, assuming that observers do exist for both players. But yeah, it's really, really a true test of skill. Interesting to note that, because we did see a couple of players recently, I forget who it was, I think it might have been Huck saying that he doesn't actually like PvP since ages ago when they changed warp gate timings. As he said, it used to be warp gate and warp gate, 4 gate and 4 gate that is, which was a true test of micromanagement skills. However, at the moment, it's become really a toss-up positioning. Basically, whoever has the most colossi or whatever wins. And we can see these players are a bit chatty, no idea what's going on. But yeah, he was saying he preferred it when it was 4 gate and 4 gate as it was a true test of skill, whereas at the moment, basically Robos, Colossus counts, it's really, really a coin flip based on positioning very, very often. It's such a volatile matchup now. And while some players like this made the matchup a lot more diverse, a lot more interesting, you could say, it does mean that it leaves position for a better player to be beaten just based off a fairly odd build order sort of thing. He may be beaten by an unlucky positioning. It introduces a bigger luck element, you'd have to say. Okay, so we do see the expand going down now for Oz. We do see his expand being way ahead of anything coming out of Hero, and also a Dark Templar Shrine. So going for Blink, but first going for the DTs is going to be a key difference from Hero's play, and you have to watch out where the pylons are. There's a pylon going out on here. That is going to be crucial, as you will notice that by clearing out the proxy pylon over at the top side, Oz is not able to warp in where he wanted to. Also here to notice is this group of Stalkers here trying to deny this expansion, and can Oz deal with it? Now to warp in a defensive DT in a second here. They even have to cancel. Looks like the cancel will be had to use regardless. There goes the cancel. Here's though a DT, and that should shut down this attack, although what damage can be dealt by while dancing away from the DT is the question. Apparently not much. One Stalker going down for each player. We do see Hero losing a second, no, not losing a second Stalker, so actually really good micro there by Hero. He also sees the DT, so he's going to have an Observer up before this DT even arrives in his base. You can see the Observer's what, 5 seconds away. A Force Field could go down here, yes it does, so now we do see Stalkers and an Observer here. And basically, Oz's DT play has been shut down, and the key part of his build, the expansion, was also shut down. What that means is that Hero is ahead on money spent, having not invested in the tech of a DT Shrine. He is basically going to be a bit ahead in macro, you'd think, because his the expand of Oz was destroyed tonight earlier, although macro's about even. But the key thing to note is that the supply is ahead of for Hero over Oz. So basically the only difference now between the two players is that Oz has a lower Stalker count, he has an Archon, sure, but overall his army's weaker, basically because it's smaller more than anything else, and that's going to be a big factor here. Of course, no upgrades for either player, their bases are very, very similar in number of gateways and all, but here we do see a big battle going down, and this Archon may be able to hold on, but if it is sniped, that would be so crucial, and the micro of Hero taking almost no damage here. Not even losing a single Stalker yet. This is why he's so good to watch. His micro is sensational. And we do see, again, one Stalker going down, 2 Stalkers, and that's about all he's lost so far. A third, a fourth have gone down. Really, the Archon did a great job there. But you can see, Hero didn't trade too inefficiently. You know, Tostab does favor Hero still at this stage. And really, Hero is doing a pretty good job of pressuring his opponent, because at the moment you can see Oz is not even producing probes, because he's trying to squeeze out a little bit more in the army. Now back to probes just as I say that. But yeah, we do also see a big play in the back door, and I'm not sure how many that killed. I think they killed a few workers on gas. Workers last tab does show, yeah, a bunch of workers have been killed by Hero this game. The DT is here to defend, but again, a couple more workers being sniped, and these little differences, these little gains make such a big difference in PvP in a mirror matchup. And now we see a, what, 7 Harvester lead for Hero, as well as having about the same size army. So really, everything's in Hero's favor. Sniping 2 Stalkers for free, might even get the Archon here, and no, he's not going to get the Archon, but he is going to get the 2 Stalkers and not going to lose a single Stalker, I believe. No, there goes a Stalker, there goes 2 actually. So if he blinked out a tiny bit earlier, he would have lost no units. But in the end, still a pretty good trade for Hero, and he can afford to trade because he has a higher income right now, and he doesn't have upgrades, and the Archons are actually really, really powerful. But nonetheless, this blink makes these Stalkers so good against standard gateway units. Oz, of course, still does not actually have his blink. I believe he cancelled it earlier on because he was going for it earlier. He must have cancelled it, definitely. And here we do see the Archon being sniped, and now suddenly without any Archons on the field, Oz is in a lot of trouble trying to warp in another one. No, he's not. Those are Zealots, and he's starting blink right now, but he is so far behind in supply, I don't see him coming back out of this. And there is the blink into the main, gonna snipe a few more probes, as if to say a nail in the coffin, as we do see the army at the front door, bigger than the army of Oz at the front door at the same time. And really, not even needing to blink away there, having a superior force. And now Hero kills the army at the natural, and that should be game, but no, Oz is still warping in. He's trying to hold, but really, if Hero micros this correctly, and as he's been doing so far this game, he really should be able to win beautiful focus firing, killing those 2 Stalkers off straight away. And with even all of the probes coming out here, Hero still appears to have the edge. Maybe a hold for now, but in reality, looking at the supply counts, it's pretty much all over. You can see Hero's bases have even been threatened at this stage, not a single unit in his base. Workers kill tab says it all, 27 to 1. The income tab shows 21 to 42 halfs, that's double. And of course the army of Oz has all gone by now. And there is the GG, and Oz losing this game to Hero in fairly spectacular fashion, I'd say. Why spectacular? Because Hero micros so damn well. And that was basically a perfect game out of Hero. As in, when I say perfect, I mean he could have saved a couple more Stalkers in theory, could have had a slightly bigger advantage perhaps. It's not going to be 100%. But why do I say perfect? Because he denied Oz's build completely, shutting down the DTs at perfect times. His attack hit at the right moment to basically force that offensive DT2 to reveal the DTs. The expansion was delayed, it was denied, and Hero was able to do everything he wanted. He lost one Harvester the entire game when his opponent opened DTs, and in any game, that is going to be devastatingly bad. And there was even a wall in case he wasn't watching when a DT came. He could basically get a notification to say we're under attack, force build the ramp to delay DTs by even more. So really good game there by Hero. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a shorter game than usual, but why not cast it anyway? It was still fun to watch. And that is all from this cast. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my new channel. You'll notice ads have popped up. Google have been very nice in letting me advertise again. Maybe I'll finally get my first bit of money out of YouTube. You know, that'd be nice. What'd be better is getting some good feedback from you guys on how I can improve. Thanks for watching.